Well, hello, everybody, and good evening. I'm Julia Royston of BK Royston Publishing, Royal Media and Publishing, and the author community, the book business bosses, as well as the host of the Live Your Best Life podcast. Oh my goodness. So we've been talking about it an all men virtual book fair. Oh my goodness, the men are in the house. Now, I was raised by a very, very strong, very short, but very strong male role model. So I know how unprecedented this is to have this many gentlemen in one place at one time, all using technology. I am super duper excited. I've been promoting it for a while, and thank you so much for you taking the time out to join me. It is 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the nose. So let's get started. Now, first off, these gentlemen have all written books, co-written books, along with others. And our primary purpose is, first off, to celebrate the gentlemen. It is Father's Day week. And so I say happy Father's Day in pre-Father's Day to all the fathers. I say thank you for all the uncles and the brothers who have been nephews, who have been role models for young people everywhere, educators. We have pastors on here. We have just upstanding citizens on this virtual book fair tonight. And I'm super excited to be the host of it. Yes, I've had the all the ladies event. So now this month was all the gentlemen. So we will be back on Saturday at 12 noon. All of them may not be back, but you have the opportunity to view the replay as well as re-meet them on Saturday. So just in case you missed it and you didn't get to see the replay and oh my gosh, she had it and I missed it, don't worry. We'll be back on Saturday at 12 noon. Now, if you don't miss it, if you miss us on Saturday, check my story, check my page. These gentlemen's they're on social media. They're going to introduce themselves and tell you where you can find their books, how you can follow them on social media, where you can buy their books, and for them to actually sign it, and how you can actually contact them via email and reach out to them in regards to purchasing their books. Now, one of the most advantageous parts is that they're able to sign their books. If you buy it through Amazon, you're not going to get their signature. You're not going to be able to have their favorite personal quote. So I really, really encourage you to share this. Thank you, Wise, for already sharing. And thank you, anybody else who follows Julia Royston, for sharing, because these are some powerful books. There are children's books here. There's devotionals, inspirationals, all kinds of powerful stories. And majority of them I have published, but all of them I do support. So I'm going to get started. We're going to do something a little different this evening. I want to start in reverse order. This young man always usually brings up the rear because his last name begins with Y. So I want him to start off and talk about, introduce himself, how you can purchase his books, where you can find him on social media, and then tell us a little bit about his books. He is the king of Royal Media and Publishing. He has published the most books with Royal Media and Publishing, and I am super excited. So take it away, Mr. Michael Young. Oh, yes. Hold on, let me unmute you. There you go. Go for it.
All right. I am Michael Young. I am an urban fiction writer, and I'm also a mystery thriller writer. You can find my books on Amazon, believe Barnes and Noble, online. My first book is Happiness Worth the Pain. Second book, To Serve and Protect, A City in Panic. Third book, Wildest Dreams. And my newest book I have with me here, bring it a little closer, Forgotten Lies. Forgotten Lies is a tale of a couple moving to the country for a new job. And upon moving into a new home and meeting their new neighbors, they come to find out that the new home has a dark history to it. And asking about this history, they found out there was a murder there in the house. And as you read along in the book, you'll start to wonder, did everyone actually die there in the house? I've been told it's a really good book. I've already had 2 comments about it. They loved it. They want more. So I'm going to try to give them more.
Dun 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 is all I can say. So you love a good mystery thriller. That's what Mr. Michael Young is best at. You can find him on Facebook. Are you on Instagram? Yes.
Facebook, Instagram. I haven't been on Instagram so long. I forgot what
We'll
my name is.
So we're gonna be back on Instagram. So we're gonna be on Facebook and Instagram. Find Mr. Michael Young there and purchase his books. If you love urban fiction, he is that man, and he tells very strong female leads. That is just unbelievable and powerful. But he has very strong female leads. All righty, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Feel free to reach out to Mr. Michael Young. All right, next up, because we're going in a reverse order, is Dr. Edward Williams Jr. So excited to have him this evening. Dr. Williams, take it away.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening, everybody. I am Dr. Williams. The book I have for you all today is Elijah the Great I Am. And this book, number one, speaks about just being positive as young kids. The second thing it talks about is affirming positive things over yourself. And the Bible talks about the power of life and death lies in the tongue. So the number one thing we want to do is affirm and speak positive things over ourselves. The third thing is just the book is dropping seeds of greatness in our young kids. So we want to develop those seeds of greatness and continue to nurture. And we know once we continue to nurture and consistently do that, we're going to harvest eventually. So we want to internally build our kids up. And we know that our kids are facing tough challenges in schools, just from a social standpoint, from just being able to fit into a certain group, just depending on your financial background or your academic background. So our kids face a lot, and I think this book will kind of alleviate some of those stresses and just speak to our kids about being positive, developing those positive characteristics, and just plant seeds of greatness in our kids.
Awesome, awesome. Dr. Williams is a principal, middle school, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Middle school principal in Montgomery, Alabama. So he knows upfront and personal. Show your book one more time on the cover.
Yes, ma'am.
That's based on his baby right there. That's what his son looks like. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. So super excited for that. Reach out to Dr. Edward Williams and his wife, Dr. Shanice Williams. That's a power couple right there, okay? Dr. Shanice Williams and Dr. Edward Williams Jr. in Montgomery, Alabama, powerful educators. Super excited for them and all that they are doing there in Montgomery, Alabama to enhance and the betterment of children everywhere. Super excited. Thank you so much, Dr. Williams.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Next up, we have Mr. Desmond Williams. I'm going in reverse order this evening. So if you are interested in any of those books, I'll be checking the comments in the Facebook Live as well. But Mr. Desmond Williams reached out to me. Please introduce yourself, how people can find you on social media, and tell us about your book.
Good evening, everyone. And Julia, I thank you for creating this platform for us as we kind of move into a virtual space. It's been difficult to navigate how to get the word out about my messaging, but my name is Desmond Williams. I am a former principal and teacher here in the Washington, D.C. area. And the title of my social media information, you can find me on all social media platforms at Nylinka. That's Nylinka. You can find me on LinkedIn at Desmond Williams. But I'm a former teacher and principal in the Washington, D.C. area. And I spent the last 6 years as a teacher and a principal at an all-boys school. So the title of my book is The Burning House: Educating Black Boys in Modern America. And essentially we know that the why behind the book is we know that Black and brown boys tend to struggle in school, but I wrote the book as a manifesto to teachers into the Black community that there's nothing wrong with our children, but that there's problems inherent with the system, specifically racism and white supremacy. So I talk very explicitly about how these machinations of white supremacy hurt and harm our boys as they matriculate in schools. And I also give some practical solutions in terms of what needs to happen from a parental perspective, a teacher perspective, and then from a community perspective in order to rewrite those machinations. Also, I give a lot of recommendations on what should be done in terms of starting our own Black-owned schools in order to best serve our children. So that's the book. That's the book in a nutshell.
Okay, so hold up the cover one more time, because I know the educators are like, I need that book. I want to see that book. Okay, The Burning House is what it's called. Mm-hmm. The Burning House is what it's called. Now, that's a whole nother session, a whole nother discussion in regards to not only just Black boys or African-American people, Black and brown period, Black and brown people, period. Ooh, got tongue-tied. Black and brown people, period, in the educational system, but the educational system itself. And as a retired educator, that's a whole nother. I'm having an educational summit in August. Dr. Williams will be back. Probably Desmond Williams will be back. Somebody else will be back. Maybe Dr. Hassel will be back too as well. Because I think moving forward, the educational system and the delivery of instruction will look totally different. So put it up one more time, The Burning House.
Yes, ma'am.
I think at this juncture, everything is going to look different, and we're going to all need as many tools and helpful hints as possible for The Burning House. So you can keep that in mind, sir.
And you can purchase the book at my website, www.nylinka.org. That's NYLINKA.org.
Say that one more time.
NYLINKA.com.
What does NYLINKA stand for? What does that mean?
That's a whole nother Monday.
Okay, never mind. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Educational Summit, the week of August 11th through the 14th. Okay, put that down on your calendar. Okay. Well, next up, thank you so much, Mr. Desmond Williams. Next up is Dr. Randall Weber, a person I met probably almost 2 years ago right now. Dr. Weber, true? About 2 years? It's been 2 years?
That's about right.
That's about right. So tell us about your book and how people can purchase it. And just tell us a little bit, kind of a background of why. Because when you came with the idea, I was like, okay, but really? Okay. He's doing very well and award-winning, I should say. Congratulations. And Dr. Hassel's in that compilation as well. Congratulations to you both. But Dr. Weber, take it away.
Okay. In terms of getting a hold of me, I'm Randall Weber 5 on Facebook. You can probably get to me through Facebook Messenger, or you can email me. In any case, we will see about decorating your book and lightening your wallet. Yes. A Balm in Gilead, Eulogies of Comfort, is an historical and rhetorical analysis of 8 African-American funeral sermons spanning about a century and a half. Do I need to do something with the volume?
No, I need the cover. I need the book.
Oh, okay.
You have your book handy?
Yeah, it's right here.
Okay.
But yeah, it's 8 sermons spanning about a century and a half from Pompey, emancipated slave who preached during Reconstruction, to hospice chaplain Nicole McDonald in 2019. For those of you who are not from Kentucky, 2 that you might have heard of. One contribution is by Barack Obama, whom you will remember as Trump's predecessor, who actually didn't embarrass that office. The the other one you might have heard of, and this is really the centerpiece. Some of you may have remembered or read in your history books about the 16th Street Baptist Church bombing in 1963. It killed 4 little girls. 3 of them were eulogized by Martin Luther King, who was a well-known preacher and civil rights activist when I was a kid. That eulogy is well known, but this book is the first publication of the typescript that King wrote and from which he departed when he preached that eulogy. As Julia mentioned, Dr. Hassel is one of our contributors. Would you like to say a few words?
I want to thank you, Dr. Weber, for the opportunity to submit a manuscript to your work. It was definitely a opportunity of a lifetime to contribute to such a powerful, poignant read that will go into the hands of millions, literally. And I think it's important that as an African-American clergy person who participates actively in the vast scope of ministry, it's so important that we focus on how to heal people. And this book gives a great example of how to preach consoling sermons that bring comfort to families in all types of situations and help promote positive healing, reconciliation, and even reconnection with how we view the divine in our relationship with Him. So once again, thank you for the opportunity. I suggest if you're a clergy person, get it. It's a great read.
And thank you for contributing.
And thank you so much for giving BK Royston Publishing the opportunity to publish it. It was incredible. I said, Dr. Weber, don't give me in no trouble and not have, so, you know, I made him get me in black and white, the letters and the permissions and the releases. I said, I need it in black and white. I don't need it based on any hearsay. I said, you got some powerful people in this book, and I don't want to get in any trouble, and I don't want anybody else to get in any trouble. So I'm super excited for that. Now, you can purchase Dr. Weber's book. It is available on Amazon. It is available in ebook and print, but it's also available from Dr. Weber. And give us your email address. Give us the good news.
My email is 666@weberconsulting.org.
Yeah. You'll have to call him and ask him why he's got that. And yeah, me and Dr. Weber, we go rounds about his email, but that's all right. And I'm covered under the blood, right? Okay. Yeah, I'm covered.
One of my other books is a commentary on the apocalypse. So that's sort of like a vanity license plate.
Okay. Yes. All right. But like I said, I'm apostolic. I covered under the blood. I was raised apostolic. I'm covered under the blood.
I appreciate working with a publisher who cared as much as I did about making sure that we dotted the I's and J's across the T's in terms of permissions.
Thank you. Thank you.
My academic training, you know, giving credit where credit is due is inherent in the process.
Most definitely. Most definitely. And yeah, we were it's that librarian background of mine too. I gotta dot my I's and cross my T's, and because I don't want to be in court for nothing and nobody. No, not if I don't have to be. Thank you, Dr. Weber. I'm going to keep on moving. All righty. So this gentleman I met through his wife. I met his wife some time ago, and it was just an instantaneous connection through another pastor's wife that we all know. So I want Mr. Antoine Watson to introduce his book and tell us all about it, and tell us all that. And be sure and tell us about your foundation and how people can support it. All right?
Absolutely. Well, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Antoine Watson, and I'm here to talk about a book that I co-authored with my wife called Broken But Beautiful. Broken But Beautiful is a 31-day devotional that was written for grieving families. So my wife and I, we were able to capture our own personal grief from the loss of our daughter and put it into this book here So grief is unfortunately something that we all have to go through at some point in time in our life. And a lot of times people don't know how to deal with it. And I'll be honest to say that we had to kind of learn how to deal with it, of the loss of our firstborn child, Alana Marie. So we took our pain and, as you can see from the title, Broken but Beautiful. And we're just so grateful to have been able to obviously bring Alana into this world, even though it wasn't exactly how we anticipated, but she gave us purpose in our life and our mission. So this book goes through all the different phases of grief that we've gone through. It goes through different trigger points that we struggle with. It goes through, how we dealt with things on certain holidays. And we were just so blessed and honored to be able to put this book together. And we're truly praying that it's going to be a blessing for whomever reads it. You'll find out too, if you read the book, that my wife and I, we also started a nonprofit organization called the Alana Marie Project. And with the Alana Marie Project, what we do is help empower and encourage other families that have lost a baby. So you can find out more about us and our book at thealanamarieproject.com. And that's Alana, A-L-A-N, Marie project.com. So again, I'm so grateful to be here, and thank you so much for allowing us to share this platform with you.
Awesome. I love this book. It is very timely. It is very touching. And as a matter of fact, we're so excited for them because I went to the book signing and they have two beautiful little boys, and we're expecting the boy number three. All right, come on through. Boy number 3 is coming in August. Yay! Yes. Super excited. So Alana Marie is A-L-A-N-A, correct? Marie.
That is correct.
Project. Okay, it's all lowercase. Alana Marie Project. They also give care packages. They also provide care packages. I've interviewed his wife, but I know that they provide care packages for grieving families. So if you want to purchase one, donate it to someone else, you can do that as well. So the Alana Marie Project, are you planning on doing your golf tournament? Not this year, maybe next?
So we were hopeful that we would be able to do it this year, but with everything going on with COVID, unfortunately, we had to push it back. But okay. The special thing about it is when we do it next year, we've already secured a date, and it's actually going to fall on Alana's 7th birthday. So we're really excited about that, being able to have that golf outing, that's basically in memory of her on her birthday. So we're really looking forward to that.
Awesome. So if you can get to, as they say, in a car and a train, plane to the Cincinnati, Ohio area, and you love golf, bring your golf clubs and go hang out with them. But go to the alanamarieproject.com and register there so you can get all the updates. And as soon as registration comes open, you can be available, as well as donate one of their care packages to a grieving family. Yay! So excited. Okay. Next up, we're going to move across 74. Let's go up 71 and let's go 74 west over to Indianapolis. We're going to go and Mr. Lewis Rutherford Jr. How are you, sir?
Doing fine.
Yay!
Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
All right, I'm doing great. All right, hi, I'm Lewis Rutherford. I am one of the founders of Kingdom Writers Books. My book is called Affirmations of Being a Mighty Man of Valor, which is an accompaniment to the devotional called Being a Mighty Man of Valor. It is a book that helps encourage all of us men on an everyday basis. Also has a lot of questions in there and journal pages to where you can reflect. We all need encouragement throughout our day, especially in this time and what's going on in these days. So it's important that we get encouragement just for our everyday lives, whether we're at work, whether we're at home, whether we're the husband, being the leader. We do all kinds of things, and we put on all kinds of hats, and sometimes it's good to hear some encouraging words. Women, if you're here, do it for your father. Do it for your fathers. Do it for your husbands. Do it for your sons. I even had coaches who have bought this book. They use it to encourage the youth. This is a good, unique tool to encourage all our men out here to be the best that we can be, and most of all, to be what God has called us to be. You can find me on WordPress. That is www.kingdomwritersbooks.wordpress.com. We're also on Facebook. We have a Facebook page, which is called Kingdom Writers Books. We're also on Twitter, and also they're on Amazon. You will definitely can find us on Amazon, along with all our other books. And we're also on Barnes and Nobles.
Excellent, excellent. Lewis Rutherford and his wife Erica, they do own a publishing company. So they are multiple authors and multiple writers. Super excited for them and all that God has called them to do. They do multiple things. They sing, they play, she dances, they preach, they do a lot of multiplicity of things. So super excited. Thank you so much for being. Say the what? I'm sorry. What's the last thing? What I missed?
So we also have our magazine line. We just issued out our 4th magazine already. So it's called M&W, which is Men and Women Empowerment Magazine.
Exactly. Yes. Men and Women Empowerment Magazine. So yeah, they do it all. Watch out, Indy. Here we come. All right. Thank you so much, Lewis.
You're welcome.
All right. Let's head down to Hotlanta to Minister Reverend Ty Norris. How are you, sir?
I'm amazingly well. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Introduce your book, sir, and tell us how we can purchase it.
Well, first of all, honor to all these great men on here, and I'm inspired. I'm taking notes. I'm like, I'm going to call him. I'm going to call him. I'm going to call him. But the name of my book is called The Business of Overcoming, which actually started out as a journal because I had went through 3 major life changes, traumatic events at one time. Lost my father, who had an aneurysm right before my wedding in 1999. So then I got divorced 5 years later, and I lost a job at GE. So all those happened within a course of 3 to 5 years. So this book, The Business of Overcoming, was birthed out of those experiences. And really, I wrote it as a quick read for men to kind of refer to, because a lot of times men, we don't have a support group. So it was really written particularly to African-American men. And I come from a strict Pentecostal, Kojic makeup. And so unfortunately, there's not always places of support when you go through things like divorce, because you're supposed to be married, right? So this book, by the grace of God, was my saving grace, and it kept my mind during that time. Yes.
Awesome. And we can find you on...
Instagram handle is Ty Norris, TYNORZ, and Facebook is Ty Norris. I also have an online radio show called Tuesdays with Ty. On Facebook, it's going very well. We will celebrate a year in September. So tomorrow we will be on air, and I bring information and inspiration. So I don't talk about Popeye chicken sandwiches. I like to bring information that people can use, just like how to improve your credit score, things like that.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much. Reach out and follow Minister Ty Norris on Tuesdays with Ty. Enjoy it. It is impactful and informative. All righty. Thank you so much. Next up, we are going, let's see where we're going next. Dr. Hassel, you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Dr. Hassel, take over.
Hey, everybody. First of all, I want to thank you, Ms. Julia, for this opportunity to be on a panel with such great authors. These great men is so encouraging. My name is Dr. Robert O'Keefe Hassel. I hail from Lebanon, Tennessee, but I reside here in Nashville, Tennessee. You can follow me on social media. I have 3 pages. One is Dr. Robert O'Keefe Hassel, which is the public figure page, and then the 2 personal pages, which is Dr. O'Keefe Hassel. So everybody calls me either Dr. O'Keefe or Dr. O. And so I'm grateful to present to you 2 of my books today. that I have published. The first is Evolve. This story is my own personal story, which carries some of my personal life sentiments that challenges men to embrace the change that inevitably takes place in our lives, offering them pragmatic steps coupled with personal experience to really just face the change in a fearless way. If you are an adolescent teen or in that place of midlife crisis, this is the book for you because it helps you or gives you strategies to navigate through the vicissitudes of life and help you feel that the rope of hope is always there. The second book, of course, I wear many hats. I'm a college professor and I'm also a lead pastor. And of course, I know that pastoral health and wellness is so important, which is why I've written this book entitled Clergy Conversations, dealing practically with the person behind the pulpit. I wrote this book as in deviating from the norm because as a younger clergy person that is entering into pastoral ministry, I was able to see behind the scenes the toll that ministry took on prominent leaders and some of my colleagues. And so I wrote this book to describe the rises and falls, challenges and triumphs, the purpose of destiny in being one that is called to lead, teach, and lead and teach God's people. So the role of the leader in any capacity is difficult because of the example that we face and the pressures that we face. To set in order those things as we lead ministries, as we listen to people, and we follow actually what we teach. It deals with the practical struggles that we deal with as clergy persons and gives us the strategies in how to help each other service and support and to push and encourage and nurture each other. And also it gives insight to laymen in how we actually look behind the scenes, because most of people think that it's a microphone, a platform, lights and robes, clergy collars and cords, and they forget that behind all of that, we are human beings. So it actually gives a whole comprehensive sight. So once again, you have Evolve here, and you have Clergy Conversations dealing practically with the person behind the pulpit. They are both available on Amazon. You can get them on Amazon via Kindle. You can also go to my website at www.drokeefetoday.org. You can order those directly from the site. I'll be able to gladly sign those for you and send those to you. Again, you can follow me on Facebook at Dr. Robert O'Keefe Hassel. You can find me on there. Of course, it pulls up all three pages at the same time. I'm on Instagram and Twitter. You can follow me at Dr. O'Keefe Today. I'll be glad to dialogue with you. And guess what? It's not a machine running my social media. So if I respond to you, you're getting that in-person response. Again, thank you for this opportunity to dialogue. Evolve Clergy Conversations. Get your copies today.
Awesome. Okay. So, you know, his other life, he's in sales, right? Okay. And he's a social media person. And you didn't announce about your church. What's the name of the church?
I forgot. I have, I'm in a new journey. My church, the Summit Church Nashville, located here in Nashville, Tennessee, is launching on June the 28th, 2020, at 3:30 p.m. Here in Nashville, Tennessee. It's taking place at 4590 Clarksville Pike, Nashville, Tennessee. Be there or be square. You can look at it. You can check out our website at www.thesummitchurchnashville.org. Or if you go to my page, it automatically links you there, of course, because it has there. But visit us, check us out. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, The Summit Church Nashville. And on our Twitter and Instagram handles, we are at the SC Nashville. I'll repeat again, at the SC Nashville. You can't miss us because our colors are royal blue, fire orange, and white. With the church, with the three mountains, Mount Tabor in the middle, with the electric view circle on the side. You can't miss us. Follow us, connect with us today. It's gonna be great.
You think he's excited? Nah, he's not excited at all. No, just a little. Ty said just a little bit. Believe you me, if I ever really get down, I say, okay, I need to call Dr. Hassel. He get me excited again about. But thank you so much, Dr. Hassel. So glad you're here.
Thank you.
All right. One of my favorite people. All of you are my favorite people, but one of my favorites. Let's go back to Indianapolis, up I-65 north, head the other way from Nashville. Let's go 65 north to back to Indianapolis. Mr. Dwight Fortune. Hello, sir. How are you?
What's up? What's up? What's going on, Miss Juju?
I'm good. I'm good. Now he's the only one who calls me that. Only one. So don't get it in no habit. Don't get it in no.
I could, I was saying, don't say it, don't say it, don't say it, because I'm telling myself not to say
Rolled
it.
out, didn't it?
It came on up.
Introduce your book and tell us where people can find you on social media and your website.
Absolutely. Yes, my name is, I go by D. Orlando Fortune. That's the middle name is Orlando. It's spelled like Orlando, but with an A. So D. Orlando Fortune. Find that on all the social media, all over these virtual streets. That's where you find me. Specifically, I'm mostly on Facebook, and they're helping other people to find their potential and start publishing their own book. See, I am a father. I am also a recovering addict, and I am a self-publishing strategist. One of the things that I absolutely believe is that everyone has, they're one book away from the next breakthrough in their business and in their life. And that has been true for me throughout my entire journey. See, this the first book here, this Unlimited Potential, How to Stop Living with Fear, Doubt, and Uncertainty. I wrote this book while I was sitting in jail facing 12 years of prison. And while I sat there for about 9 months, waiting to see if I was going to go to prison or not, I got these ideas about how I could start changing my life. Part of those ideas came from some books that my sister sent me, and I started implementing those as I started changing myself physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And at a certain point, I say, I got to write this stuff down because I don't know if I'm going to stay clean when I get out of here, but I did have a son that I wanted to pass on some of the things that were the right way to live since I was being a poor example. And so I wrote the first version of this book was actually written on a yellow legal pad. It was about 5 pages, and I hand drew them out. When I got out, through the grace of God, I got into a reentry program that allowed me to start rebuilding my life. I started using more of those principles that I had written down in those yellow legal pad in jail. Some years later, I finally decided to flesh out that book because the principles had worked in my life, and I was seeing them work in other people's lives as I started teaching other people through my coaching programs. And from there, I continued to publish more and more books and continue to change my life and other people's lives. But I want to let you know, this book here, Unlimited Potential, I stopped taking profits from this book. The reason why I stopped taking profits for this book is because I knew it's beneficial for those who are in recovery. The book is for people who are coming from recovery, people who are trying to rebuild their lives. And it takes them through understanding how to define your own personal mission in your life. Some people call it purpose. I call it a personal mission. Then how to align the right mindset through getting what I call the ABCs of success, your attitudes, your belief, and your commitments, how to align those things. So there's 12 principles here that I teach you on how to align your attitudes, your beliefs, and your commitments towards your own personal mission to start rebuilding your own life and unlocking your own unlimited potential. So get a copy of this book. Again, the proceeds from this book actually go to a literacy programs for convicts coming out, because part of the reason why they've been convicted, and a lot of people who have been convicted don't know how to read, they're illiterate. So I was like, I want to give this book away, but if they're illiterate, it ain't gonna help. So it's like so proceeds are going to the literacy programs, particularly in Florida, and hopefully I find some other places across the country to not only get this book in their hands, but also help them be able to read the book and transform their life. You get a copy of the book, again, with the signed copy of it, and also little note cards that I give particularly. Plus it comes with a workbook that's valued at about $199. So for the price of $20, plus shipping and handling, you get over $200 worth of value there. Get it from me at fortune@thoughtfortunepress.com. Send me an email, that way I can sign it for you. I know you came here through this virtual book fair and get a little special thing there from me.
Thank you so much. So first off, I want to say congratulations, and I'm proud of you, Mr. Fortune, for keeping your life clean, turning your life around. We thank God for that, and on the right road, and then trying to reach back and pull somebody else up. We thank you, and we appreciate you for doing that, as well as donating part of your profits to be able to help someone else get out. This is what this is all about. Also, any of these gentlemen that be sure and inbox them or email them, or if you can't find them on social media, email me, bkroystonpublishing@gmail.com. And I've had people do that. You know, the guy who talked about, you remember the man who said, how do I, and I know you can, some of you will see it on the replay, but if you need to get in contact with these gentlemen reach out to me, and I'll forward your information so that they can be speakers, because I think we're going to be in this virtual space for a minute, and we're going to need continue not only ministry, but motivational and speakers. And believe you me, every month I'm going to be providing my platform for books to be seen and heard, as well as gentlemen that you did not know, you had no clue about. So thank you so much, Mr. Dwight Fortune. I'm sorry, D. Orlando. I'm sorry, I didn't have the right name. D. Orlando Fortune. Okay, so let's go out west, all the way to El Paso with Mr. Brooks Poetry Crittenden. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well. How are you guys doing today?
We're doing good. We're doing good. Tell us about your book and spit just a little bit of your poem, just a little bit.
Yeah. I really wanted to thank you, like everybody said, for giving us this platform, like giving all these men, all these authors a time to speak. My book out here is called Poetry's Poesy, Volume 1, Scattered Thoughts. This is a collection of 20 poems out of here that I wrote. Very spiritual, very powerful, very relatable. A lot of people love the book. A lot of people like to hear it. How social media, TLK Poetry on Instagram. If you want to buy the book and want to get an autograph, signed copy, Cash App, TLK Poetry. Gmail, tlkpoetry@gmail.com. If you got PayPal, you can use that email. And before I leave you guys, I wanted to leave you guys with a poem out of one of the poems out of the book, and it's called Thoughts. So you can understand the type of poetry that's in here. So here you go. I have stuff on my mind. The stuff that is on my mind is not kind. Let me rewind back to the beginning of my thoughts. I better say what I gotta say, because I may not be here another day. I feel like I'm in a boxing match with my thoughts swinging blows in my chest with no rest. People think I'm lethal. Even when I walk in the streets with my do-rag and I sag, people try to judge me. But how the hell can you judge me? I keep thinking, why do I have to act like this or that so I could be called black? That is whack. I refuse to fit into the stereotype. Sometimes my thoughts think like the Titanic, and I panic because I got to take it what the United Negro College Foundation said, that the mind is a terrible thing in a way. So I keep thinking I should be a young black boy trying to get an education. So when I grow up, I'll be a grown black man getting a promotion. And after all this, my mind will be at peace. Thank you again for giving us this platform, Miss Julia. And like I said, tlkpoetry@gmail.com is my email, so if you guys contact me. And tlkpoetry.com is the website. I forgot to say that too.
Awesome.
I appreciate everybody's time, like I said, and thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Be sure and put your information in the chat too as well, and in the comments section too as well. Thank you so much. So I'm coming back this way in Louisville. Pastor Wayne Colbert, so glad to have you with us this evening, sir. I know Mondays is a precious day for ministry and off day and all that good stuff, but we thank you for taking the time and opportunity to be with us. So introduce your book and tell us how people can purchase that book and where people can follow you and your wife on social media.
Sure will. So glad to be here with you, Julia. I want to thank you for giving us this opportunity. I just want to be able to let you know, I am H. Wayne Colbert. I pastor Kingdom Land Baptist Church from Louisville, Kentucky. I've been pastoring for over 27 years now. I'm married to my friend, Kimberly Colbert. And we've been in this for quite a while, actually been together for over 40 years, but been married 33 years. And so I just wanted to be able to share with you how our life's experience brought us to this co-authoring this book. The book is named Make It Last Forever. Make It Last Forever, ever. A working marriage, a loving marriage works. And I found out early that I didn't want to continue to enter a marriage situation in the middle or at the end of a marriage, because most times that's when I'm invited in when there's problems in the marriage. So I wanted to get ahead of the problems that marriage entails. Many people, they plan for a happy wedding, they energetic for a happy wedding, but somewhere along the way, after the I do's, they seem to get lethargic or lazy concerning their marriage. And so thus the subtitle is A Loving Marriage Works. It takes work to have a loving marriage. And so both must be willing to put in the work. Not only do we have the book, but we also have the workbook for loving, for make it last forever. My wife and I, we have shared with many through conferences and seminars across the states. And we also are honored to host our own Make It Last Forever marriage conference. We do that yearly. The next one will be coming up in September. If things continue to go well and we continue to open up and continue to be safe, we look to have that September the 18th and the 19th. Also, you can contact us and get your own signed book of Make It Last Forever. You can go to Make It Last Forever at twc.com. Make It Last Forever at twc.com, or you can call 502-432-5557. That's 502-432-5557. Or you can contact us on Facebook, and if all else fail, you can get your copy at Amazon. Thank you, Julia, for this opportunity. Again, we just are so excited about what God is doing in our ministry and concerning marriages. Marriages get a bad rap today. They get a bad rap, but we can make it last forever. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. And Pastor Colbert, thank you so much. And congratulations, because I saw online where he just had his street named after him. So
yes.
They don't put the streets after people unless they have made a substantial contribution to the community. And we thank you, Pastor Colbert, for the contribution that you have made to the city of Louisville and continue to make. As a matter of fact, I was blessed to teach his granddaughter. And so it's a wonderful Kennedy, yes. One of my favorites, yes, of all times. And I've taught hundreds, but she was one of my favorites. And I'm super excited for all God is doing for them. I love the book. I love the cover. I love their pictures and their camaraderie and their banter inside the book. It is real. Yes. Their book is a real place. So if you're thinking about getting married or you want to think about getting married, please get that book before you get married. Don't get in trouble and pick the wrong person, and then, wait a minute, what did pastor say? Hold on, how can I find, If you're thinking about getting married and you thought about it and you want to and you just, I want to be married, get that book first and read it first before you say I do and get the ring and the wedding and what are we gonna wear and what are the colors and that. Stop, pull back, girl, get the book. Right, thank you so much, Pastor. Thank you. All righty, let's go to Florida. Mr. Leonard Chapman, how are you, sir? How are things in Florida? Hold on, I gotta unmute you. Hold on, I can't hear you. Hold on. No, there we go. Mr. Chapman?
Yes, ma'am.
So glad to have you. Everything all right with you in Florida? Yes, sir?
I am doing better than I deserve, Julia.
Oh, awesome. So introduce your books to us and tell us about where they can find it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'm going to echo the sentiments of all of these dignitaries that I do not deserve to be on the same stage with. I'll echo the same sentiment that your brilliance in organizing this will never be taken for granted. You are an absolute superstar, Julia, and I'm sure that I can speak for the rest of the dignitaries that I share the same stage with. Listen, I'm bashful when it comes to speaking about my products, but I'll give you a short pitch. You published my first one, Unlocking Your Better Days. The second one just released, or just published back in March, The Art of Appreciation, the greatest unwrapped gift. The question that someone may come or may have right now is, what is the greatest unwrapped gift? Because I come to Christmas and I unwrap all of the gifts that are given to me. But the greatest unwrapped gift that society, America, and particularly this world has yet to unravel is the gift of relationships. And when we unravel the gift of relationships, what ultimately becomes the art of appreciation. We've got to get to a space in life, gentlemen and Julia, where we value people. We value people. We value their talents. We value their gifts. We value who they are, not what they can do for you, but who they are. And that's the essence of this book. Listen, in short, I'm thankful for this opportunity to be on the same stage with such dignitaries. Where can you find me? That's a great question. Find me on Facebook. Find me on Twitter. Find me on Instagram. It's my name, Leonard Chapman Jr. Don't forget the T in Chapman, right? And where can you purchase the books? That's a good question also. On my website, www.leonardchapman, don't forget the T, junior.org. God bless you, everybody. I look forward to supporting everybody. And again, gentlemen, congratulations on making a difference in this world.
Awesome. Leonard Chapman Jr. Just that excitement is exuding through the airways and through the network, and we're so glad you're here too as well. Reach out to Leonard Chapman, yes, with the T, Jr. Find him on all social media. He's everywhere you want to be. Thank you, sir, for being here and being with us. Reach out to him. Be sure and put your information in the chat too, so we'll have it there as well. All righty, let's come back to Louisville. Almost done. Hold on, gentlemen. I know y'all are like, oh, when's she gonna be done? 3 more people and we'll be done. Pastor Timothy Anderson. So glad you're on with us this evening. Go ahead and introduce yourself and your book.
Hello, I'm Pastor Timothy C. Anderson, and I pastor House of Praise here in Louisville, Kentucky. And again, I am just so honored to be here today. And actually, this is my my first book, and it's called The 7 Spirits of God. And where it came from is I preached a message some years ago about the 7 spirits of God, and it just stayed in my spirit, and so I knew that there was more. So I decided to go ahead and to expound upon it in book form. And what I found is that there are several distinct spirits of God that really we want to try to live, and that can help us enhance. I'll touch on 2 real quickly. One is the spirit of glory, and glory is about us living our highest level of life that God has created us to live. And another one is the spirit of blessing, and that's blessing singular, not with an S, because when you think about blessings with an S, we think about things. But when you think about blessing in the singular, you think about it's a lifestyle of you being blessed to be a blessing. So I just put my heart into it, and I want to thank you so much is that you really saw my vision on the cover with everything, and you just helped to really bring it all together. And again, I'm just excited as well. This is just a beautiful opportunity. And I am on Facebook, and I apologize, I put my wife's name in, but it's Timothy Anderson, and she's always by my side. So, and I'm on Facebook, and I'm on Instagram, and also I'm still working on my website. But if to purchase it, if you can either contact me on Facebook, or via you can send an email, and it's Timothy Anderson, the number 25 @att.net, or just inbox me. So I want to make sure I'll get a signed copy to you. And I'm just feeling the love. I'm glad to be in such great company, and I'm just having a great day.
Thank you
God is
so
good.
much. Awesome, Pastor Anderson. Thank you. As authors of BK Royston Publishing know, I'm real particular about covers. I when I see it, when I'm like, woo, wow, I am particular about covers, and being able to bring that vision to pass. I'm really appreciative. Thank you so much, Pastor Anderson. Be sure and find him on Facebook and reach out to him, inbox him, because that is a great theological read. And the ministry, if you are in ministry, you need to be taking notes. You need to be writing these books down and add them to your collection, so that you can get some tools and information and resources from theologians and people who have dug deep in the word, and really can add, not only give you the principles, but actually give you strategies and tools to help you as you move forward. Two more and I'm gonna be out your way. Mr. Stacy Anderson, so glad to have you this evening, sir. Hold on. There you go. Okay, go ahead, Mr. Anderson.
I appreciate the opportunity to be here. I'm kind of mad at you got me around these guys with all these special books, and I'm like, wow, it just inspired me to do more. So, hey guys, great job. I appreciate you. It's uplifting to see such quality out here. So, hey, kudos to all you. Here's my book. It's Life and Love. The book of poems. Never meant to write a book. Poems I've written over the years, and just one day I had so many, I said, well, let me see what I'm gonna do with this. Somebody might find something, out of this. So, hey, that's how it came about. I'm on my way to a couple of more, but you guys have inspired me to do so much more, and I appreciate it. Thanks.
And Mr. Stacy Anderson is on Facebook, yes.
Yes.
And if
Facebook.
they email you, what is your email address so them to reach out to you?
That's Stacey Lee, STACEYLEE 3319@gmail.com. Find me on Facebook.
Okay.
You can also, there's a link on my Facebook account, and it's Life and Love, or you can go to Life and Love on Facebook. That's also me.
Wonderful. Awesome. Amazingly enough, Jefferson Mall was a connecting point with Dr. Weber, Stacy Anderson, and Brooks Crittenden. So when I had events, I used to host events, hopefully one day. I don't know if the malls are still going to be open, but I used to host events. I had a pop-up bookstore as well as actual in-person book fairs. And those three gentlemen actually came to my events. So Crittenden and Brooks came to town for a family funeral, which we were like, oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. But he's like, I got this book. And now he has it in his hand. So he said, I got this book. And then Stacy came, I got this book. And Dr. Weber said, I got this book. And he brought me this big red folder. Now he has a book instead of a big red folder. So that's what we do. That's how we do. All righty. And as also, I'm sorry, Mr. Alan Alston is next. I'm so glad he's with us. Yes, he's been to the pop-up bookstore as well in Jefferson Mall, and was a featured spoken word artist at the Friday night event. We were there in the mall for a week, and he was there at the Friday night spoken word event. I want you to spit something before you go, okay? Tell us about your book, where people can find you on social media, and where they can purchase it.
Good evening, everyone. Fellas, y'all rock. Thank you, Julia. The title of my book is 205 Thoughts from the Heart of a Man. It's a collection of poetry for encouragement and guidance from a man's perspective. The contents of this book is from the brokenness of a man who has accepted his mistakes and successes. In our quest for peace, a person wants to be sure that there is hope. Suffering will come to us all, but we must endure to the end. Since I'm open about loving me for who I am and not for what I'm worth, then I have succeeded in expressing the feelings of most of my audience. Therefore, expressing my thoughts openly to my audience, I gain joy in knowing that others actually feel the way that I do about life. Some may be afraid that others might judge them for saying what's on their heart. When you read my poetry, keep in mind, I have opened up my heart to you, the reader. Make no mistake of my motive. My sole purpose is to be transparent so that others can see that you're not alone. Remember, I have fallen several times, as we all do, but I will get back up so others may learn from my love to persevere. Love is the core of my book. That's why I exist. Enjoy with hope and thanksgiving. Love and blessings to you sincerely, the reader. You can find my book on Amazon, Barnes and Nobles as well. My email that if people want to contact me, you can purchase the book. It's amanslove3@gmail.com. That's AMANSLOVE3@gmail.com. I also write a blog. My blog email address is amansthoughts.com. I put it in the comments. That's AMANSTHOUGHTS.com. And also, my blogs are posted in Arthur's Press with Reader's Magnet. That's who published my book. Also, I can also be found on Twitter, Facebook, and IG under my name, Alan Alston. Now, Julia said she wanted
you gonna read one? You gonna read one?
Read one or
read one.
Read one. Okay, I'll read poem number 2. The title of it is Shine. Shine, my young people, shine. Everything is going to be fine. Always look up to the sky, for there is hope for you in my eyes. Once I couldn't see the dilemma. Now I know because I remember. There are lessons I've been taught as a young lad. In spite of my troubles, there's no need to be sad. Perhaps one day you'll see how fun it is to be free. So shine, my young people, shine. You are forever on my mind. There's a seed that has been planted from the day of your birth. It's up to you to make it work. You've been called to be the light of the earth. Just shine, my young people, shine. The reason that I can quote it was I almost lost my shine. I got confused thinking the world was all mine. Then I had to consider right from wrong. But I remembered to pray for a better way. I had no idea that my light was almost gone. Please, God, don't take my light away. Things worked out fine. I do intend to shine. So now I pass it down the power of the light. Continue to do right and maintain a healthy change. A world full of darkness is full of bad things. Remember the seed that I told you about close to the start? Let this flow like water to grow love in your heart. So shine, my young people, shine.
All right. Yes, sir. Woo! Oh, wait a minute. We do poetry like this. Hold on. Thank you so much, Mr. Alan Alston.
Very welcome.
Okay, now he did give a real serious, what is your blog website again? A Man's Thoughts?
Amansthoughts.com.
Amansthoughts.com. So yeah. Be sure you can
follow him. Google it.
Okay.
And I haven't put a new post up on that website, but Arthur's Press, I have new blog posts up.
Do you have a link to be able to purchase the book there at A Man's Thoughts?
No.
No, okay.
I have not.
But we reach out to you, Alan Alston, and be able to find and email him at amanslove3@gmail.com. Oh my goodness, gentlemen. It has been a pleasure for me to host this. We'll be back with whoever can come back on Saturday. But I thank you for all of you being here this evening. It was phenomenal. I will let everyone know that the replay will be available at the BK Royston Publishing YouTube channel. You'll get the link as well as it is available at juliaroyston.net/live your best life. I put my special editions there as well. So be sure and share it. The audience, thank you so much for being with us. I have Cassandra Lanier that says, thank you, love the poems. Leonard Chapman says, speak Alan Austin, nice poem, snaps up, 34 comments. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for spending your time with us. I wanted to show the world that men do write and read. And I want you also to share and show your young people that there are gentlemen out there who write and read. It is cool to write and read. It is cool to keep your, to put your thoughts down on paper and combine them into a book. And if you're interested, I can't leave without doing my own shameless plug. I am the owner of BK Royston Publishing. So if you're interested in putting your book together, let's have a conversation. That's talkwithroyston.com. That's talkwithroyston.com. That's my calendar. Check your calendar and then check mine, and let's have a conversation. The only thing I ask is, remember, I'm on Eastern time zone. So when you're scheduling your appointment, it's on the Eastern time zone. Thank you again. I cannot tell you how much I really, really appreciate you, you all being with me this evening. I'll be back on Saturday. Be sure and look these men. What little I saw has been good. I'm so glad. You can all see the replays here as well. I'll be posting the links as well as in the story. I'll show you the gentlemen, their names again, and their books. They'll be there as well. It'll be in my story at least for another 2 days. They stay there usually 1 to 3 days. So check that out. Look at the replay. Be sure and share. Be sure and support. You're welcome. Be sure and support these gentlemen. They have movements. They don't just have books. They have movements that are and ministry opportunities. If you need a speaker, especially men of color, if you need a speaker for a virtual event, be sure and reach out to these gentlemen so that they can be a part of your virtual event. When we get back to the in-person, that's a whole nother story. But in the meantime, we have this platform. We have this opportunity. Make good use of it. Do not let the media be the ones to tell our story. Let us tell our own story, activate our voice to be heard. I'm Julia Royston of BK Royston Publishing, Royal Media and Publishing, and the author community, the Book Business Boss, is helping you get your message to the masses, turn your words into wealth, and be a book business boss. Have a great evening. We will see you soon. Bye-bye.